Friday. When I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, well, I washed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, my country said, son, time to stop rambling, 'cause there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the cheers, flag waving and tears, we sailed off to Gallipoli. How well I remember that terrible day, how our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was waiting, he'd primed himself well, he showered us with bullets and he rained us with shell. In 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us to hell, nearly blew us right back to Australia. But the band played Waltzing Matilda when we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs, and we started all over again. And those that were left, well, we tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse over head when I woke up in my hospital bed, and I saw what it had done. Well, I wished that I was dead, never knew there were worse things than dying. So they gathered the crippled, the wounded and maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The legless, the armless, the blind and insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. As our ship poured in to Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thank Christ there was no one waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. But the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared, and they turned all their faces away. Now every April I sit on my porch and watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reviving old dreams of past glory. And the old men march slowly, all bones stiff and sore, they're tired old heroes from a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. But the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But as years follow year, more old men disappear. Someday no one will march at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda,